Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? It's your boy Pompey coming at you. I want to drop this tutorial for some folks. I had a request to do this tutorial on compression. Excuse me. But anyways, we'll go ahead and jump right into it. I'm gonna give you just a basic overview of compression. I see it as leveling out a signal, basically, where you're bringing the peaks, the high peaks of a signal, down closer to the lower peaks of the signal. Okay. There are basically 4 controls on mostly all compressors. Not all of them will have these controls, but these are the main ones. You're going to have your threshold. That's the level where the signal, where the compressor is going to kick in. You have your ratio, which controls the amount of compression. The attack, which is how fast the compressor actually kicks in, and the release is how long it takes for the compressor to actually let go of the signal. I got a basic little drum loop here, nothing spectacular, but just something to kind of use for these purposes. Let you check it out. Just something real basic, but anyways, let's go ahead and let's jump into it. I have a compressor set up here on my kick, and let's see what the kick. I hate when I do that. Let's see what the kick by itself is doing. Okay, all right. All right. Basically, it's giving me level where my kick's at. So let's start compressing it a little bit. Let's see. Let's turn a ratio up. Oh, in fact, what I'm gonna do? Let's use a preset. See, no preset. Okay, cool. No preset. Don't worry about it. We'll make our own. All right. Let's bump my ratio up here. Let's see it about, say, 4-to-1. About 4-to-1. Let's set my threshold around about, say, about 15. All right. Set my attack around about 15 as well. My release around about 120. One thing that I like doing, that I kind of caught this tip from somebody. If you have a smartphone, find any type of delay calculator. Because what you can do is you can, like, if you have a kick that's on every quarter note, you can set your release time for that, so the compressor will release exactly right before that next kick comes in. So in fact, I'm going to do that with this one. In this case, my tempo is at 94, even though all my kicks aren't at quarter notes like that. I'm just going to set it. Let's see, something. 8th notes at 319. So we'll set it 319. Double click on that. Just type it in. It's easier. Boom. All right, release is at 319. All right, so I know it's gonna, if my kick is on every 8th note, I know that it will release right before the next 8th note comes in. So let's just listen and watch and see what the compressor's doing. See what's going on here. All right, basically, it's showing around about -5 decibels worth of compression. I'm also take a look over here and play it again, and I want to see about where it's peaking at with it off, or at least around where the average level is at. So let's check it out. All right, now let's cut the compressor back on, because what happens is, as you do the compression, your volume of the instrument is going to drop a little bit. So what you want to do is use some makeup gain in order to bring the level back up. Okay, so let's listen to it. This is with the compressor on. So I want to bring the level up a little bit. Sounds pretty good. Let's A/B it. Let's with the off, the on. So I can bring it up a little bit more. There we go. Off. With it on. Now that may, by itself, it may seem like, hey, like, what is it actually doing? How can I use that? Well, let's unsolo it real quick. Let's bypass that compressor on the kick and play the whole loop. Okay, do it like this. Here we go. All right, now you can hear the difference when the compressor is on and when it's off. In this case, whenever it's off, it seems like the kick is more prominent than the 808. But then when I cut the compressor on, since it's compressing it a little bit, you hear the 808 sounds more prominent. Some people don't want that. Some people want the 808 to sit back a little bit, and they want the kick to pop through. So one of the things you can do to get a little bit more snap out of the kick, you can slow the attack time down. So let's slow the attack down a good bit here. In fact, we'll put that on 319 as well. Just see what kind of sound we get. And first I'll do it solo so you can hear it. The off. Threshold down some. The off. Let's see what it sounds like all together. So it's gonna be a little subtle difference, but with the compression, since you're dropping the signal a little bit, you can actually turn it up without having a lot of volume and make the instrument a little bit more prominent or stand out in front a little bit more. So let's see what it sounds like here. We'll start it with it off again. It's a subtle difference. If I wanted to, I'd probably turn that kick up just a little bit more. But it gives you a little bit more control over your kick without having things getting, clashing, or whatever. And we can let's fool around with the 808 a little bit on top of that. Let's see. Let's solo that 808 and see what sound we can get out of that. you can hear, it kind of rounded off the beginning of it due to my attack time. Let's take the release up a little bit. Let's see, I'm gonna take that about 640 or so. So around that area. Yeah, it was 655 work. Let's see what it sounds like by itself. Off. I also want to do with this, I want to add just a little bit of gain. Off. A bit more. There we go. Now let's listen to that with the kick itself. Both of them with the compressor on. Both of them off. Put them on. Now, if you listen specifically to when the 808 and the kick hits at the same time, you can see that there's a little bit more control over how they sound together without really losing a lot of the low end. Compression on your low end, it helps out a whole lot in clearing up a lot of space. If you want it to be clear and you don't want it to distort, but you at the same time you don't want it to overpower the rest of the track. But anyways, that's just a basic rundown of compression, how you can use it. I'm not going to go through all the instruments like that. It's just basically a fool around with those 4 controls that you have: the threshold, your attack, your release, and your ratio, and get the sound that you want. All right. It's your boy Pompey. See you next time. Yup.